Hi, and thanks for joining. It's Patty from pspapercrafts, and I wanted to show you our new this month's Simple Sweet Stampers tutorial bundle. Every month I collaborate with 11 other demonstrators from Stampin' Up, and we create a bundle based on a theme. And this month we're doing the He's the Man. And these cards are great, and the cards are going to make today, and I think most of them in the bundle or no stamping. So I'll show you why in a minute. So the Simple Sweet Stampers tutorial bundle, quite a mouthful. Every month you can get this for free if you order from me on my online store, and I'll have a link below the video, or you can purchase it. And there's 12 projects, 12 different designers. There's pictures, there's measurements, and there's instructions for each one. And this month I'm very happy about because there's a lot of masculine cards, and there's all different. I'll show you the paper. It's pretty cool. So this is what the bundle cover looks like, and then we always have a color combo that coordinates with the designer series paper. And then we have our team. This is me, Patty Dolan, and these ladies are great. I love working with them and collaborating with them. This is the card I designed, so I'll make this one today. And usually I have a sample, but I already sent it to my son for his birthday. His birthday is today, actually. So I had to put it in the mail, and I made it a birthday card. And he loves VWs, he loves camping and hiking and outdoor stuff. So when I saw this paper, I thought this is for him. And then I'm going to skip a bunch of them and go to Gloria Plunkett's card. And I thought this was fun. Cheers to all the years. So these are the cards that I will be making today. And this is the suite that we're featuring. So if you looked in your catalog, and if you don't have a catalog, you can go to my website, pspapercrafts.com. And if you click on the picture of the catalog, you can see it online, and you can always ask me, leave me a comment, and I can send you one. This just came out this month. So if you go to page 78 and 79, you'll see this suite, and I love everything about it. I mean, there's papers for our beer drinkers, our barbecuers, our handymen, our adventure people, classic cars, the stamp set, the colors, everything about it is really great, and I think is perfect for a variety of men in our lives. So I love that we have some masculine type cards. So let me put this aside, and then this is these are the products, I should say. So there's these rustic metallic adhesive back dots, which are really fun. We'll use them on one card. I didn't really use the stamp set. I did use the die, one of the dies, but I think I'll use the stamps on the insides of the card. Great sentiments. You're a classic. Together for the long haul. Father's Day. Love this guy. So this is great. And then the dies are fun because I think they could be used with any kind of stamps. So we're going to use this one today. There's an oval, and there's all these kind of labels, and then this one I had to cut it out to see what it looked like. So that there you get two of them, and they're just fun. I think you could just add them, kind of an argyle look. So let me see. So I think you could just add them to add a little texture. So I thought they were fun. And the paper, I think, is the highlight of the whole suite. So with the paper, you get two complete 12 by 12 sheets. I've already punched some of those out. So this is a full one of all of these die cuts. So you can just decorate your card. They have sentiments. Then, you know, we're using the little VW bug or van. With you, I'm never lost. You're a champ. The little moose, looking sharp. You're a classic. So there's all kinds of just great stuff in here. And then the paper is really great. So this is one we're going to use on one of the cards. So this is one side. You get two sheets of each, 12 by 12. So this is the one side, and then this is the other side. And such rich, you know, guy colors. So that's one set. And then you've got your smoking barbecue kind of one with the pigs and the cows and, you know, the barbecue sauce and the flame. Really cool. And then there's one for the dress-up kind of guy, you know, tie and glasses and mustache. So I think that's fun. So this is the other side. So there's really a variety. Your classic cars is motorcycle, little bugs, VW bugs, classic, old, kind of fun. And this is the other side. And then this piece we'll be using, and these are just kind of fun patterns for guys. So these are the papers. I've already got mine cut out, but we are going to use these die cuts. So let's leave them on top. And let me just put them down here for now. So the first card we're going to make is the one I designed. And it's super simple. I mean, all of the cards in this tutorial are so easy. And this is the one we'll make. So I have a piece of early espresso already cut, and I scored it. So it's 5.5 by 8.5, and then scored at 4.25 to get kind of a standard, we call it an A2 size. And then I just cut this piece at 4 by 5.25, so it gives it a nice little border. And then I also cut this out with the die that I mentioned before, this one. Okay, and I wanted to make this kind of a sun behind the bust there. So let me get a piece of scrap paper, and we'll just kind of fold it in half. I like to get 4 sides out of my scrap paper. And we'll put this on. I'm going to use a blending brush and Daffodil Delight, and then just a little Calypso Coral ink. So with the blending brush, these are really nice. It's almost like a makeup brush or something. It's all bristles, very tight. And to clean it, you just kind of go over it. So this is clean, even though it looks stained. So I'm just going to go in my Daffodil Delight, and I want to just go on my paper a little bit first, because the first time you touch your paper, you get kind of a blob. So you don't want a blob on your project. So I'm just making like a sunset kind of look, and that's why I wanted the orange in it as well. So I can't believe May, we're in May, and Mother's Day's passed, and Father's Day's right around the corner. So much going on. I'm actually moving. I think a lot of you know that, but things are happening fast. It was supposed to be later in the fall, but I'm actually putting my house on the market in a month, in less than a month. So I have a lot to do. And of course, so this is Calypso Coral. I'm going to just add a little bit of this. So of course my craft room is my tough room because I want to keep crafting. So I've been trying to clean up after I craft, which is not my style. I usually have my cut paper everywhere, so I'm really trying to be very clean about it. And when I start showing it, I'm going to have everything away. But I have pictures and video happening the end of this month, the end of May. So I have to have everything in order by then. It's a lot going on. So I may miss some of these. We'll see how it goes. I'll do as much as I can. So I've already punched out the VW bus here. And, you know, I call it a VW bus. That's what it looks like to me. It's got a surfboard on top. My son isn't a surfer, but I thought that was okay. I like the camping theme. So we're going to put this here, and then we're going to do your Hope Your Adventure is Grand. So these are just, they're already cut out for you. So, you know, how simple can that be? And then I thought, well, I want a road in it. So there's this big log piece. I almost used this piece, but I didn't want to use it up. Or you could just fussy cut a piece of the designer series paper. But it's too long, so we need to cut this down. So let's put this aside and just get our trimmer. And so this piece is 4 inches. So I'm going to cut this to 4 inches. And I want to cut it, you could pick whichever side, but I'm going to cut it this way so that I have this straight side going across the top here. Okay, so we'll just save that. Maybe we'll use it again on some other project. We'll see. So all we have to do is adhere everything. So let's first adhere our piece down. I'm going to use some liquid glue. And this I love. I don't know. I used to be a real brown person. I loved browns. I still do, but I think my whole wardrobe was brown and tan and everything. So I've got a little bit more color in there, but I love browns, neutral colors. So let's do this. And I think that is just cute. I love that little camper. There's a camper around the corner from me, and I would love to go in it. I see it in the driver, and it's this tiny little thing, and I wonder, can they stand up in it? Can they, like, is it just a bed? Someday I'll stop over and go in. So now we just want to get everything kind of lined up where we think we want it. So we'll put this down first, and then the sun, and then we'll pop this up. So let's put a little bit of liquid glue right here. And if you didn't want to put the sun back there, you know, I think you could make a ton of cards with just the designer series paper. You don't even need anything else. But it's always good to have the sentiments and the dies. So let's see, how does that look? We'll put that down. Oh, we want the car on the road. Maybe I should have moved it down a little bit. That's okay. All right. I'm thinking the wheels should be up higher, but I think it's okay. You get the idea, right? So let's put this down. So my son did try to hike last summer the Appalachian Trail up in New York, and it poured. It was the first time he ever tried it. And that trail is amazing. It goes through many, many states. And it poured the whole time, and his friend had to come and pick him up. It was a tough first try for him. I felt bad for him. He was so excited. He had everything packed and ready to go, and thought he had, you know, chargers and rain gear and all that good stuff. And it just poured on him, and he was soaked, and it was not fun. I think he'll do it again. So I'm just putting dimensionals on the car, or the bus. And I heard they have a new VW camper out. I haven't seen it, but I heard it's really cool. I'll have to check it out. So let's put, we want to make sure the sun isn't showing through. And then we'll put some on this. Let me get some more out here. Oh, and I didn't do any kind of inside. I didn't mount any of my stamps on the inside, so we're going to have to do that live. So hope your day is a grand adventure. There we go. And then I put some of these on. I just put 3 of them on. So I'm going to use my take your pick tool and use the putty end and just lift it up and put it down. And let's get a small one here. And these are really great. You know, another kind of masculine thing. And then we'll put another big one just up here. Isn't that nice? I think it's great for a guy. So let's put these away. And let me get an inside piece. And my stamp set and a block and ink. I don't know what I was thinking. I haven't even taken these apart yet. So I'm going to do Happy Father's Day. Wishing you a Happy Father's Day. And I can't send this to my son because that would be 2 in a row. Maybe my son-in-law. Although he's not a camper. He is more of the beer drinker kind of guy. And I don't mean that in a bad way. So I'm going to just put this straight on here and get my early espresso ink. And I just want to stamp it on scrap first to make sure it's nice and inked up. I like to do that, especially the first time I use a stamp. And I'm trying to line it up on the grid paper to see if it's straight or not. Okay. And if we have a problem, we'll just flip it over. So I'll put it down like this. And I think I'm going to put a tree down. So let's close this up. I was trying to decide what to put with it, and there's the moose, but I kind of like this tree. So you get 2 of each of the cutouts, which is nice. There's 2 sheets, and then there's all these stars, and there's hammer and tie. There are all kinds of little things you can do on inside or outside. So let me get my glue, and we'll just put a little bit on the tree. Make sure it's on there. Okay. And put this right here. Just to add a little bit something to the inside. And now I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. That's the plus or regular. So the Stampin' Seal Plus is for really strong, if you need it for a box or a bag or something like that, gift card holder. So here we have the first card. Wishing you a happy Father's Day. Perfect. Okay, so that's the first one. Oh, and the second one, well, I don't know if I'll make it. I think I'm going to make that a birthday card because it's cheers to all the years is the sentiment. So the second one is Gloria Plunkett, and she's Designs with a Z by Gloria. And she has, I really like her style. So I like everybody's style. I think each month I do a different card, a different person. So we have Sahara Sand as our card base. And then we have a piece of Early Espresso. And then these are just the flip of each other. So you just, I cut it in half. And we'll just adhere everything down. Let me get my liquid glue. So let's adhere the pieces. We actually don't want to adhere it to the card because we're going to put some baker's twine in it. And we want a little bit of a border. So we want to make sure that we leave a little border around. So that looks good. Let's see how it's going to line up. Good. Okay, and let's put some liquid glue on this one. And this is just fun paper. And I think this, that other little thing that I cut out, I don't know where I put it, that I showed you before that I die cut, it's kind of this pattern. So this one, I don't know where I put the piece I cut out. This, it's kind of this pattern. So I think this would go good with this paper. Now we don't want to put this down until we get our twine. Let me get my twine. I moved everything around because I'm packing, and I'm trying to, the things that I use, I'm trying to put in drawers so they're not showing. So I'm going to take a piece of this and I'll tape it down in the back. And then I'll wrap it around. It looks like she wrapped it around 3 times. So I'm going to start it in the back and go kind of over the seam. And just wrap it around. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll just cut it with my ribbon scissors. And then we'll attach it in the back. And I love using Scotch tape to do this. It makes it very easy. Okay, now we can put it down here. And I'll just put it down with some liquid glue. And make sure it's opening the right way, and I want it this way. It could go either way actually on the card. Okay, and then we want to tie a bow. And sometimes this gets so wiggly. If you just kind of do this, it'll smooth it out a little bit. We'll I'll just tie a simple bow. She just has one simple bow. Got this. They're a little unruly here. I think that might be a little too big. Make it smaller. Cut these down a little bit. So you just kind of go with it and fix it the way you want it. So we'll do that, and then we want to get this cheers to all the years, to all your years. So I think that's kind of a birthday sentiment. So I think I'm going to use this and put a happy birthday sentiment on the inside. So let's put this up with some dimensionals, and then we'll put the bow on, make sure the bow's in the right place. And we'll have 2 cards done. So quick, so easy. I'm telling you, this is a great, just the pattern paper, the designer series paper is a fantastic pack for guys. So we'll just put this on right in the center. Let's get a glue dot, and we'll put that for the bow. And she didn't put any of the metallic. I'm going to make it just like she did, but you could add some of those metallic dots to them if you wanted to dress it up a little bit more. I think they're great for the cars because they're, you know, the metallic kind of thing. So here you have it. That's the outside, and now let's do an inside layer. And this one, I'm trying to think if there's You Make Me Happy. I think I'm just going to, I was looking to see, I may do some stars. So I'm going to get a birthday stamp. Let me just see, sorry, I thought I had this out. I'm really in bad shape for today. I'm going to just do Happy Birthday from Party Puffins. And you can use any birthday stamp that you have, that you want. And we're doing this in the early espresso as well. And I'm just going to stamp it quick. That looks good. And we'll put it right up here. And I think I'll just put some of these stars down. Let's see how they look. We'll do 1, 2. The other thing that I think is really cool for a card are these corners. So you actually get 4 of them because they're 2 sheets. So 1, 2, do I want to do a different color? I think I'm going to stick with this, I think it's crushed curry. So I'll take one from this sheet. And we'll just put 3 stars around. Although that looks okay, doesn't it? I know you're supposed to do 3s. I think I'm just going to leave it like that. So I'm going to take this, take your pick tool and my glue. And I'm just going to put a little dot of glue here. Put that down. Same here. I think that's good. I don't think we need a 3rd star. I'll have to make sure I don't lose that star. And then this is done. So let's just put this down with our seal. And we have both cards done. So again, this tutorial, there's 12 different projects, and each project has a picture, measurements, instructions designed by a different demonstrator. We're all Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. And you can get it for free if you order from my online store. I'll send you the link to it. Or you can go to my website and you can download it, www.pspapercrafts.com, and you can purchase it, I should say, and download it. So these are the 2 cards. I think they're fun and great for guys. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I will be back next week. I may miss a few weeks during my pack up and move and all of that stuff, but I'll keep you posted. Thanks so much for joining. Have a good one. Bye.